In a highly charged meeting between U.S. President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, the diplomatic landscape shifted dramatically, revealing deep rifts over the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. The encounter, which took place in the Oval Office, was marked by intense exchanges as Trump accused Zelenskyy of disrespecting the United States and warned him that he was gambling with World War III. The meeting's fallout raises significant questions about the future of U.S.-Ukraine relations and the broader implications for European security. Initially, the meeting was expected to focus on a pivotal minerals deal that would allow the U.S. access to Ukraine's mineral resources, a strategic move in the context of the war with Russia. However, the atmosphere soured quickly. Trump criticized Zelenskyy for his perceived lack of gratitude for U.S. support, stating, "You don't have the card right now, you're gambling with the lives of millions of people." The confrontation culminated with Trump telling Zelenskyy he could return when he was ready for peace, effectively sending him away without any agreement signed or a planned press conference taking place. The abrupt ending of the meeting left Zelenskyy visibly shaken and prompted him to cancel subsequent appearances in Washington, including a much-anticipated speech at the Hudson Institute. As he exited the White House, Zelenskyy expressed gratitude for American support, although the underlying tensions were palpable. His early departure was described by observers as a significant diplomatic setback, especially as it coincided with broader concerns regarding Ukraine's security guarantees amid ongoing Russian aggression. The reaction to the meeting was swift and multifaceted. European leaders, including French President Emmanuel Macron, quickly reached out to Zelenskyy, reaffirming their support and expressing alarm at the deteriorating U.S.-Ukraine relationship. Macron emphasized that peace cannot come at the cost of Ukraine's sovereignty, a sentiment echoed by other European officials who underscored the need for unity against Russian aggression. In Russia, the Kremlin's response was predictably jubilant. Analysts suggested that the public confrontation between Trump and Zelenskyy played directly into Moscow's hands, reinforcing narratives that undermine Ukraine's legitimacy and bolster Russian claims. Former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev remarked on the solid slap that Zelenskyy received during the exchange, framing it as a humiliation that could affect Ukraine's standing on the global stage. Domestically, reactions in the U.S. were divided. Some officials, including Senator Lindsey Graham, criticized Zelenskyy, suggesting he was ill-prepared for the diplomatic engagement. Meanwhile, others, like Secretary of State Marco Rubio, praised Trump for his bluntness, framing it as a necessary stance to assert American interests, not just for Ukraine but for the stability of Europe as a whole. The world watches closely, understanding that the decisions made in the coming weeks could shape the geopolitical landscape for years to come. In a significant technological advancement amid ongoing conflict, Ukraine has developed a versatile fiber optic module designed to integrate seamlessly with various drone models. This innovative optical navigation module is expected to enhance the operational capabilities of drones, which have become essential tools in modern warfare, particularly in the ongoing conflict with Russia. The integration of this technology could provide Ukrainian forces with improved precision and reliability in drone operations, offering a strategic advantage on the battlefield. As reported by Euromaidan Press, the new fiber optic module is adaptable to a wide range of drone types, making it a valuable asset for both reconnaissance and combat missions. This development comes at a time when Ukrainian forces have been actively employing drones for intelligence gathering and targeting operations against Russian positions. Commander Oleksandr Pivnenko of the Ukrainian National Guard confirmed that recent strikes have successfully destroyed multiple Russian ammunition depots and artillery systems, underscoring the effectiveness of drone technology in the conflict. In addition to technological advancements in drone warfare, the geopolitical landscape surrounding Ukraine remains tumultuous. President Volodymyr Zelenskyy's recent visit to Washington, D.C. was marked by high-stakes discussions with U.S. President Donald Trump regarding a framework agreement on access to Ukraine's mineral resources. This agreement aims to bolster Ukraine's economy while simultaneously addressing the ongoing war with Russia. However, the meeting reportedly ended in tension, with Trump stating he can come back when he is ready for peace. indicating the complexities of negotiation in the current climate. While diplomatic efforts continue, military engagements between Ukrainian and Russian forces have not abated. Reports indicate that Russian troops have intensified their operations with ongoing attacks in multiple regions including Kharkiv and Luhansk. The Institute for the Study of War has noted that Russian President Vladimir Putin remains resolute in his territorial ambitions, insisting that Ukraine must yield more land despite the ongoing conflict. This maximalist stance poses challenges for any potential peace negotiations, as Ukraine is unlikely to concede territory. Amid these developments, North Korea has reportedly sent additional troops to support Russian operations, further complicating the situation. The cooperation between Russia and North Korea suggests a deepening alliance that could have significant implications for regional stability and security. Looking ahead, the situation remains fluid. With technological advancements in warfare and diplomatic negotiations unfolding concurrently. As Ukraine continues to innovate, devolved into a fiery confrontation that left Zelenskyy publicly humiliated. The fallout from the exchange has not only raised questions about the future of U.S. Ukraine relations but also appears to have bolstered the Kremlin's narrative and standing. The meeting, held on February 28, 2025, began amicably but quickly escalated into a shouting match, with Trump accusing Zelenskyy of being disrespectful to the United States. "You're gambling with World War III," Trump declared, a remark that underscored the tense atmosphere and the stakes involved. The Ukrainian president, visibly uncomfortable, attempted to defend his country's position, but the exchange only intensified, culminating in Zelenskyy's abrupt departure without signing the anticipated agreement. After the confrontation, Trump took to social media to assert that Zelenskyy would come back when he's ready for peace, signaling a stark shift in the tone of U.S. diplomacy. A senior White House official noted that Trump's decision to cut the meeting short stemmed from his perception that Zelenskyy was not ready to discuss peace, leaving many questions about future interactions between the two leaders. The response from European leaders was swift and supportive of Zelenskyy. French President Emmanuel Macron and other officials expressed solidarity, emphasizing the need for Ukraine to be treated with dignity. Macron's statement, highlighting Russia as the aggressor, contrasted sharply with the tone of the White House meeting, illustrating the deepening rift in the transatlantic alliance on matters of European security. Analysts have noted that this public confrontation plays directly into Russian President Vladimir Putin's hands. Former Russian officials and commentators reacted with glee, characterizing the meeting as a solid slap for Zelenskyy. Dmitry Medvedev, Russia's former president, remarked on the humiliating nature of the exchange, which echoed the Kremlin's long-standing narrative of Ukraine's supposed ungratefulness towards Western support. As reactions poured in, it became evident that the implications of this meeting extend beyond mere diplomatic blunders. The aggressive rhetoric from Trump and his allies aimed at downplaying the significance of Ukraine's struggle against Russian aggression aligns disturbingly with narratives propagated by Moscow. This alignment has alarmed European leaders, who fear that the U.S. may be retreating from its role as a reliable ally in defense of Ukraine's sovereignty. The fallout from the Trump-Zelenskyy meeting also raises critical questions about the future of U.S. military and economic support for Ukraine, as Trump appears to adopt a more isolationist stance, suggesting that Ukraine should negotiate without U.S. involvement. Concerns grow that this could embolden Russia to escalate its military campaign. The lack of a clear commitment to supporting Ukraine's defense efforts could lead to dire consequences for the war-torn nation as it seeks to navigate a dangerous geopolitical landscape. As the world watches this unfolding drama, it is clear that the repercussions of the Oval Office confrontation will resonate far beyond the immediate diplomatic fallout. The real winners in this scenario may very well be those in the Kremlin, who are keen to see a weakened Ukraine and a divided West. With tensions mounting and no clear resolution in sight, the future of U.S.-Ukraine relations hangs precariously in the balance, leaving many to wonder what the next chapter in this international saga will bring. In a dramatic and contentious meeting at the White House, President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy clashed over the future of U.S. support for Ukraine amid its ongoing war with Russia. What was anticipated to be a signing ceremony for a pivotal deal granting the U.S. access to Ukraine's rare earth minerals quickly devolved into a heated argument casting uncertainty over the negotiations and U.S.-Ukraine relations. During the meeting, Trump confronted Zelenskyy, accusing him of being disrespectful and not acting at all thankful for the support the U.S. has extended to Ukraine since the onset of the conflict. "You're gambling with World War III," Trump warned, emphasizing the gravity of the situation. This unexpected escalation led to the cancellation of a planned news conference and left Zelenskyy visibly shaken as he exited the White House without signing the anticipated agreement. The friction arose toward the end of a nearly 45-minute session that began with more cordial exchanges. Zelenskyy had come to Washington with hopes of solidifying a deal that would allow the U.S. greater control over critical minerals crucial for various technologies. However, the meeting turned confrontational as Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance pressed Zelenskyy about his perceived lack of gratitude for U.S. assistance, which has exceeded $180 billion since the war began. Vance's remarks, which accused Zelenskyy of attempting to litigate this in front of the American media, triggered Zelenskyy's defensive responses. He highlighted Russia's history of breaking agreements, asserting that a mere ceasefire without security guarantees would leave Ukraine vulnerable to future aggression. "Have you ever been to Ukraine? Have you seen the problems we have?" Zelenskyy challenged the U.S. leaders, emphasizing the dire situation back home. As tensions escalated, Trump's vocal rebukes filled the Oval Office, where he insisted that Zelenskyy should express appreciation for American support. "You don't have any cards," Trump reiterated, asserting that the U.S. was in a position of power in the negotiation. This line of argument drew a sharp retort from Zelenskyy, who stressed that his country's sovereignty and security were at stake and any negotiations with Russia should not come at the expense of Ukraine's future. Following the meeting, Trump took to social media declaring that he had determined that President Zelenskyy is not ready for peace. A statement that raised eyebrows and drew swift criticism from Democratic lawmakers. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer described the encounter as appalling, suggesting that it would only embolden Russian President Vladimir Putin. The fallout from this meeting extends beyond the White House. European leaders, including those from Spain and other allied nations, quickly expressed their support for Zelenskyy, reiterating the importance of standing with Ukraine in its struggle against Russian aggression. The ramifications of this discord are profound, as they could influence future U.S. policy and support for Ukraine. As the situation continues to evolve, analysts are left questioning the viability of the minerals deal and the U.S.'s role in facilitating peace in a region marked by instability and conflict. With both sides entrenched in their positions, the path forward appears fraught with challenges. As Trump pursues his vision of an America First foreign policy, the potential for a favorable resolution to the ongoing war seems ever more elusive, leaving many to wonder what the future holds for Ukraine and its relationship with the United States.